Hello. So, if anyone was following my Instagram stories, you will have noticed that this morning's walk with Rabbit, who's now calmly chilled out here, didn't go quite as expected. And I wanted to share it with you because, you know what, I learnt a lot. And I thought you might be interested too. So, Rabbit is, she's a Romanian rescue dog. She's 8 months old. And she's been with us for nearly 3 months now. And because she's a Romanian rescue dog, we haven't been letting her off the lead whilst we get her used to being part of a family. So only in the last couple of days we've been letting her, you know, when it's safe, when it feels appropriate, in the park we let her off the lead. So this morning she was running around with her buddy Henry and having a lovely time. But we decided to take her down into the woods. So to go to the woods, you go out of a gate, across a little road, and then down some stairs. That was fine. As I was coming down the stairs, Rabbit was kind of poised up on the hillside next to me. And there was a lady who wanted to come up. Because of social distancing, it was a bit like, ooh, right. I stepped to one side so she can come up. And in that moment, I realised that this little puppy dog has decided that she's off to go find Henry again. So she's bolted up the hillside, and I'm like, oh shit. The lady moves to one side and I'm running up the stairs, and I can hear there's a car going past on the upper road. So luckily this pup spooked herself a bit and didn't run into the street. She stayed on the path. In fact, she started coming down towards the stairs like, oh my god, what just happened there? That was really scary and a bit intense. So I put her on the lead, drag her down the stairs. I literally drag her because she's just like in fight, flight, freeze mode where she's just like So we get down to the bottom of the stairs. She's got a tail tucked right underneath her bum. I'm like, okay, this dog is seriously panicked right now. But I can also see that there's another dog coming down the stairs, so I need to get her to a safe space. The reason I'm telling you this story is because it's really similar for us humans as well, but with Romanian rescue dogs, because they're like a little bit rawer, they're a little bit wilder, they're not as socialised, their position in Romanian society is slightly different. So they have these wilder tendencies which make their anxiety, their worry, their stress much easier to see. We, however, as humans, we operate in exactly the same way. We're animals. So, because there's another dog coming down the stairs, I move her down the path a little bit. I want to create a bubble where she can be safe, where she can have the time and the space that she needs to just decompress. I don't know whether you realise that when we talk about the fight or flight response, it isn't just about that first stage of scary thing and that second stage of run away, or of which she did both. There's also a third stage. I don't know if you can see her, she's looking so cute. Oh, puppy doggy. There's also a third stage, and that third stage is just, if not more important. So the third stage is the processing stage. It like completes the circle. It gives us the opportunity to run all that adrenaline, all that cortisol, all those hormones out of our body. Gives us the opportunity to drop back in. Think about stressful situations. You're a bit like, I just want to get the fuck away from it. I just want to get clear away. This is really stressing me out. You almost feel as like you leave your body at times. You can disconnect emotionally or mentally by texting more, well, probably scrolling more, or drinking more, or, you know, there's like a million different ways where we allow ourselves to not be in the stressful situation. She had a tail between her legs. She was pulling on her lead. She just wanted to get the hell out of the woods. The woods had suddenly become a really scary place, and what I wanted for her is to not have that experience embedded. And for so many of us, when we're stressed, when we run away from that stress, when we deal with it by not dealing with it, we embed that anxiousness and that in our very selves. And I would say that we do it on a real cellular level. So, with this puppy, I got down to her level. And also remember, I was stressed too. So I needed this time and space for me so I could process my stress. So I get down to her level and she's got her ears on backwards and she's looking everywhere. She's like, oh my God, what's going on? But she won't look at me. She will not make eye contact. She's like that heightened that she's just like a whirlwind of stuff going on. And it can feel like that way, can't it? That we're stuck in a tunnel when we're really stressed out, that we're just like... So we needed to be there and give her the time and the space so that she could soften. I dropped my breathing down because when you allow yourself to breathe deeply into your diaphragm, it switches your vagus nerve so that it kind of triggers the vagus nerve, and the vagus nerve is in control of the fight or flight response. So when you can drop your breath into your belly, you can switch off that fight or flight response, which then allows you to deal with that chemical chain of events that's running through your body. So me dropping my breath in to a deeper place allowed her to drop her breath in. I've also started using some dog acupressure points. Just Google acupressure for stress in dogs. I can't remember the name of the two ladies. They've written a dog called AcuDog. But there's loads of little articles and they are super, super, super smart, clever, easy, brilliant little things about where you can rub on the dog, like behind their ears. Let me show you. It's my hand again. So behind the ears, to the side of the eyes, on the bridge of their nose. Look how relaxed she is. In humans, you can do a very similar thing. You can rub, got your little bumps on your forehead, so by rubbing here, that allows you to deal with stress. Rubbing down your sternum, that gets your brain to talk to your diaphragm, like we said. Ooh, diaphragm kicking into vagus nerve. So I didn't force my patterns onto her. I started talking to her in Romanian because that is her language of love. Rabbit was a particularly lucky puppy because she was rescued when she was tiny and her foster mum absolutely adored her. So if I talk to her in Romanian, it has a really calming, settling effect. I didn't go into my place of how I need to feel. I kind of tried to respect what she needed, so I went into her place. And it became quite quick, that whole process of her calming down and softening. And as we continued the walk, we just carried on with like little soft words. I keep saying we. It's almost like she was chatting back. But little soft words, plenty of treats. And we just got to a point where you could see that she was really settled again. And actually, I felt a lot more settled too. And I think that's super important and something that we need to remind ourselves, especially in the year that we've had, that there is so much that we can do which will stop us from setting up those fear patterns and those anxiety patterns. And that we can just allow ourselves to connect back into our bodies and connect back into our breath. And it doesn't have to be super difficult. It doesn't have to be complicated. But if it can happen as close to the time of the event as possible, then that really, really helps us. So hopefully this little story about this puppy dog, she's so gorgeous. Look at that sleepy face. You wouldn't have thought that this was the dog that was trying to bolt out of the woods. She's so soft now. Hopefully all this has helped. These are the kind of things I teach when you work with me. I do a thing called remedial mentoring, which is about the body and the mind and the fulfillment, and I help get you into your body, help you understand what your patterns of fear and anxiety are, and the behaviours that you can use to shape and create a more fulfilling life. So if you'd like to find out more about working with me, just drop me a message. I hope you found this useful. I'd love to hear what you think. Take care now. I'll see you soon. Bye.